You know what I would have most liked to
good.
seen here is I would have most liked to see Pete Julian's group come to Eugene and in person with whatever social distancing race OTC's group. I want to see Nijel Amos versus Donavan Brazier in an 800.
Ooh.
All respect to Dylan Capwell. Who do we want to see race Nijel Amos? It's clearly a guy who lives in Portland already. It's Donavan Brazier. That's what I want to see. And Chanel Price in the 600. I mean, I don't know. Can we get like Ajay Wilson or I don't know, a 400-meter runner? There's just other names I would have preferred to see. I think it could have happened. The Atlanta Track Club is great. They put on a great Olympic marathon trials, but there were some other matchups I would have preferred to see if I was let in on this. But of course, they didn't ask me. They didn't ask me what zero emission cars I would have recommended. That wasn't plugged.
This is what we should have got. Yeah, we should get Pete Julian's group versus OTC, and they run a weird ass relay. They run a weird ass relay. It's the opening leg runs 600, and then the closing leg runs 1200. Because these people don't want to run real races. Whatever.
So
I'd still want to see this. So it's an 1800-meter race, but the first leg runs 600 and the second leg runs 1200. That's all it is. And the first leg is Amos versus Brazier, and the second leg would be Engels versus Blankenship.
I mean, there you go. We figured it out, right? I mean, let's freaking go.
And then and then add in maybe another level distance and make it Hassan Mead versus who. Because I'm not really good at segmenting who's technically in Pete Julian's group.
Paul Tanui.
There you go.
Eric
Paul
Jenkins. I mean, any of those guys. Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see. I mean, maybe we're in the era of match races, remote match races. This will continue. In the press release or in the thing David Monty wrote up, he kind of talked about the success of the Impossible Games with the remote things. I would maybe argue against it. I'd say the remote thing was a dropped ball for the Impossible Games, primarily because they had to record the Kenyan athletes the day before or whatever it was, and it was less than effective, and the competition ended up being a dud. So the jury's out whether this can be a successful method. We'll see what they come up with here. They're putting resources into it, so I guess it's got to be something. I would have liked to see more athletes participate, and maybe if this goes off without a hitch, we can get the Donavan Brazier versus Nijel Amos or something like that. That's what I'd be excited to see.